All right, so today's video, we're watching our first D.Mon, which I think this might have been before one of the buffs. I have no idea. Either way, I can help with the play style, and this is an Emerald 1, so we got another Emerald tank here. Let's say hello. Before this season, I have never completed my tank placements as I am a DPS and support main, but I really like the new hero and could not stop. This was a rare D.Mon mirror, and I felt like I was playing pretty well, but my Brig wanted me to switch Zarya late in the game, making me wonder if I was doing as well as I thought. I am queued with the Mei and the Ana and want some advice for a new tank like me. Thank you. Sounds good. Let's get in here. You know, D.Mon's been an interesting one. Route 66 is not going to be your most advantageous map for this, but I think you can make it work if you're playing the style that I would like to see. Here we go. Path in the high ground's good. Also, I forgot to mention in my intro, and I'll start doing it more. Remember to sub to the YouTube if you haven't. It's just always good for knowing my stuff. Look at that. Look at that perfect sub call out, or whatever it is. Look at that. I'm so smart. So far, so good. But I'll explain to something that you're doing here that's going to be a bit interesting. Okay. So. Yep. There we go. Okay, so I want to point out with D.Mon, and I want to start right away. Two things about D.Mon that I want to show. One, disengaging is not a bad thing as D.Mon. A lot of what I've learned recently with D.Mon is do not overfeed to get kills. Always be okay with disengaging. The idea is space creation, doing a crap ton of damage and getting out. Number two, you don't have to brawl the whole time in front of a tank at all. In fact, what's been working for me on D.Mon is more of a flank style. Think Wrecking Ball Queen. In this one, looking at their comp, I get concerned of the brawl because here's my take. What is going to cause a problem in this brawl? What are you relying on purely for this brawl? And again, you do have a slight advantage here in this question. So here we go. It's going to come down to the Ana grenades, right? You're relying purely on the Ana grenades to dictate this team fight. Now, of course, you have a Kiriko who could cleanse, right, on your team. But this is going to come down to Ana grenades. So if you play around this way, you're basically kind of taking that away from that being the play. You're making them have to think twice about what they're doing. So, yeah, I mean, it could be easy to coordinate it, Oaks, yes, but I still don't love having to rely purely on the Ana grenades. I mean, like, what if this Genji deflects an Ana grenade right away? What if, like, you know what I mean? But I do agree, if you're playing with a Mei and an Ana, you should be able to win this brawl pretty easy. Because all you gotta do is get the grenade out, and then you're good to go. The problem is that because you're playing so static like this, heroes like Freya are gonna start doing more and more to help, and you know what I'm saying? So either way, don't be afraid to take a little bit more offense on this. I'm telling you, like, it can go well. Okay. All right, get aggressive, getting the kill. Great ultimate. Good play there. Now, let's ignore the D.Mon there. What did you just do? You went into their backline and you killed a bunch of squishies. This is what I'm saying. Don't get caught like sitting there just brawling with their D.Mon the whole time, because I feel like that's where you get a 50-50 type of team fight, and like sometimes you're just not going to win that, right? But if you go around the map and kind of like maneuver like this is what I'm talking about. Notice how you're not front and center on the D.Mon, you distracted the Genji? That is right. Okay, here we go. We got double Kitsune with a double Nano with a Kitsune. Target focus is important here. Okay, good kill. Good Mei ultimate by your team. Good ult usage. But your target focus. Notice something? Notice your gameplay loop? Your target focus. You're going to win the team fight overall because your team popped good ultimates and made things work, but you're just stuck in the middle of the open. You're relying on so many other variables, right? You want to lessen the opportunity for their team to make a play. It's okay to go, you know, maneuver up as you do this, maneuver up around the map and take map control and do things like that. Try to get out of this like static gameplay of D.Mon of just swinging on the other tank. I'm telling you, that's something I had to learn over the, you know, however many hours I have in the character now. And once I started to do a little bit more of playing around the map rather than the middle of it, things got a lot better. Also, a bit of a tip for people. Good ult, but they're gonna cleanse it. I want to give a little bit of a tip. Surge and Strike. That's the sword one. I'm starting to maneuver it more by pushing people in with it rather than engaging in. So like I'm doing more of like I get behind them and then I use the Surge and Strike. So I'm Surge and Striking towards my team. See? So I'm going towards my team while also booping their teammate in. And then now they're in a weird spot. Something just to kind of keep note of for D.Mon. Doing that a lot now kind of gets you back to your team, and I'm starting to use Surge and Strike more that way rather than using it to engage in. I'm not engaging in with it as much anymore, and I'm seeing much more success because I'm basically already escaping out and setting myself up to be able to survive. And if it goes well, we get a free kill, and then we just keep the momentum going, right? So don't be afraid to like engage that way. Just like, here's my take. I do not think D.Mon will be played like Reinhardt. I think there's going to be some aspects of Reinhardt, but I think with D.Mon, you're going to play more Wrecking Ball style, Queen style. The only caveat to that, if they run like a Brawl comp, like a Kiriko Lucio, you might go into like that Rein style, but that's going to be far and few between, at least in most ranks, outside of maybe like champ and stuff. And even then, I think in champ, you're playing the angles rather than playing like right on top of each other. Target focus, right? You see a Cassidy for free. Notice how you're just chasing the D.Mon down? Everybody else there, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would have, if this was me on D.Mon, I'm not saying I would have killed everybody here, but everybody else of their team would have been dead before I went to that D.Mon. I'm not even joking. Obviously, it works out, you go to him, but like you had a free kill on Cassidy, you had an opportunity on a Kiriko, you go for the Ana, you have so much mobility. So much mobility, utilize it, all right? Instead, you keep defaulting going back to the tank. And I'm not saying you're playing inherently bad either. The mechanics are doing well. I just kind of want to open up the concept of target priority, right? Target priority. If you don't kill that Cassidy, that's how you lose team fights, right? Obviously, you win team fights, but this is setting you up for every game, not just this specific game, right? This is good, though. By the way, this is good. See this? Taking up a high ground and kind of distracting them, great. If they fight you, you know, this is going to distract the middle, but you're not running that down mid. Also, if they fall back, now you can go here. And now you can flank and make a play. See? Again, remember, there's a lot of things you can do, but I do like that you're not just running it down mid here. I'm okay with this. Your maze with you, the Kiriko goes in. Boom, your team gets the Kiriko. This is fine. Remember, don't fall too far forward, though. Yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about this. Numbers in this game is huge. Don't give them a free D-mech, especially on this hero that takes 3 to 5 business days just to be able to get your mech back, and then another 3 to 5 business days just to actually get into your mech. So you got to be a little bit careful there because now look what's happened. You lost an advantage when you had an advantage. Man, that mech remech is something. All right. I would get out. Like right now, I would be careful of this. Yeah. Okay, what? Good nano by your Ana. But, like, you can't rely on your Ana to save you every time. Remember what I said earlier. It's okay to escape out and survive. Don't fall into, like, the idea of just constantly having to brawl forward. It's okay to back out with this character. Because if you survive, it's going to go well. Love your target focus here in the Cassidy. Now play to live for a second. There you go. You got some teammates to help you. Now you go in. There you go. I would like to see a little bit more of your movement around the map. Remember, moving around in circles is going to go really well here. Just as a note. Like getting D-mech there, again, play for survivability. I'm telling you, on D.Mon right now, that's one of my biggest strengths is surviving these disengages. You do that, you're going to have a good result. Now it goes from, it looks like you're going to have 2 minutes on the clock, if not more, to I don't know if you're going to win or lose this team fight. It looks like your teammates are clutching it, but maybe, I don't know, maybe the ult wins you it. Okay, I'm going to teach you something I learned recently. It doesn't travel down the cart or up the cart, so the cart will block your ult. Notice how, like, you're winning team fights, but, like, you're also, it's like your team is cleaning up and winning. It's not you just winning it yourself or, like, playing smart on that. You're playing great, right? But what happens if you decide to solo queue a game and, your Ana doesn't save you there and you don't have that same synergy? Right now, you're basically fully relying on your supports to keep you alive. And if you don't, like, you need to learn how to self-sustain more. And I feel like right now you're not doing it. It's okay to maneuver away, get a health pack, get back into the team fight. Anyway. Don't mind the starting position. Don't be afraid to use your machine guns. Okay, here we go again. Remember line of sight, good job. I want to show people this because I see people do this sometimes in the spectators. That's a mistake. You ready? This is the line of sight your teammates can see. Don't push to here. You'll get rolled. Obviously, unless you get nanoed or something. You did a good job of recognizing that. Line of sight's important. So your gameplay loop is sit here and swing your sword and then hope that things go well. Again, I'm gonna do this sometimes, but don't be afraid to, like, you know, go where this Widow was for a second. You have so much mobility with your fuel, and with all the recent hotfix changes they've made, and like, it can go really well. What role the next hero will be? The next 2 heroes, if I'm correct, are supports.
Shielding. How are you?
If I'm correct. Because I think it was supposed to be 2 DPS, 2 supports, and a tank this year, and that means there's 2 supports left.
Oh no, the payload is on the move.
We already got the DPS. Which I guess, I mean, could be DPS anyway. I don't mind you trying this, but, like, I want you to see what you've done, okay? You're just chasing the Genji around. Why aren't you over here dealing with, like, this stuff? This is what I would aim for, not this. You're giving up a crap ton of space for this Genji. This Genji could just dash right here and get out, and now you've lost all this map control. This is where you want to go for those backline trades. People always ask the question, like, hey, when is it worth a backline trade and when is it worth a peel? I look at this and I go, listen, if this map breaks out like this, they're going to have so much map control and take this over. We'll see what happens. Obviously, you have your ultimate. You can make a play. But you gave up space for free there. So we'll see what happens. So, you know, funny enough, their D.Mon goes into the backline, kills one of your supports. So now that forces you to have to go and use an ultimate. And now everything's getting traded out on. You win the team fight. But again, do you see where that could be very RNG? By giving up that space, right? Like, that could be very different of a result going forward. So, anyway. Yeah. Okay, so their backline. Yep. They could be just sitting on the cart right now watching a TV show with what you've done. What you should do here with your friend or your duo or whatever, your trio, is have a call out to nano you in, and you go into the backline and trade and get kills. If you go in here right now with what I'm seeing, you're getting kills or you're basically stopping them. Instead, you fall back, you get distracted by them doing the backline play, and what team wins it? Like, look at it. What team is probably gonna win it? Maybe you do clutch it because you had nano. Maybe you don't. The team that got aggressive on the backline. And see? Now you're in a weird spot. Now you're stuck, and now you have to get out. See that? Their team got aggressive in the backline, even though it was a little bit of a wild team fight. They win it because of their aggression. So. Now you're going to go to the point. You're going to be down in numbers. I wouldn't go for this, if I'm going to be honest with you. But, in hindsight, worth. Why is it worth, chat? You got to get Kitsune out for free. I honestly, I still wouldn't have gone for it. But, hey, you know, if they said to me, hey, if you go to the point... it like typed in the chat, if you go to the point, I will use Kitsune, and then they actually use Kitsune, I would go there. Okay. Remember, you don't have to go on the tank the whole time. As a reminder. Waiting. Wow. Yep. There you go. Yes, finally. Notice how much easier it is when you go for their backline. I know you ulted to get the overhealth, but you notice how much easier it is when you actually go there? I don't know when this game was. It might not be the full hotfix, so the character plays even smoother now. Yep. To give you an idea, by the way, like just to stop right here, I would not just sit right here. Like you're not a poke tank at this point, so I would be maneuvering around the map. I'd be denying space and then just like zooming out of here, right? Like a little bit more like, or over here, being annoying here. Like you can get back to your team very quickly, and that's something I've learned is this is a hero with very quick mobility to get back to the team, and with the recent fuel changes, even more so. Yeah. I think it was at least after the fuel changes. I think it's going up pretty quick, but I could be wrong. But even then, I would still do that. Because now you're doing it late. Notice how they're being the aggressor in your backline. Notice how you get a kill on their backline. They're doing all that first, so you're playing a very static default playstyle, which is why you're starting to fall behind now. Perk-wise, people ask me on perks, it's different on the style against this one, because they're running the, like, further back ones. I would go with the, believe it or not, the shot one, because the lifesteal won't matter as much against, like, their comp. But it depends. I'm deciding, like, if they brawl, I go with more of the lifesteal kind of, like, shield one. If they're more of, like, a poke, like, kind of far back comp, I go with, like, the more, like, oomph on my shot, as well as the one that gives me more fuel. It depends on the situation, of course, but I'm basically changing it up, like, on my perks. It's like 50-50. Obviously, one could settle on later on, but yeah. Anyway, no, your static gameplay is why you're losing those team fights. You're not even giving your team a chance. You're just waiting for them to make a play and hoping they make a mistake. Anytime you're playing Overwatch and your gameplay loop is waiting for them to make a mistake, it's not going to be consistent. So you got to make the plays. All right, a lot of space given up. I would be pretty hyper aggro soon. Like, yep, there you go. Nice job. I'm okay with that. Okay, you demeched him. All right, now you want to sustain and shield up. Your team's being aggressive. You go in now, too. Yep. I'm okay with you going for that. Nice job. Notice how you're in their face, and it's really hard for them to actually disengage, and you can shield out. See what I'm saying? More of this, less of standing there. Here we go. Still waiting. Yeah, you right play. Yes, yes. Stay away from their tank. You're fine for now. You have plenty of time to get back. See? There you go. See how much better that is? Now imagine if you just turn around and try to kill their D.Mon. See the difference that I'm talking about? That was the way to do it. Nice job. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm so adamant about you playing the other way on that one. Nice play. Oh, no, no. Oh, not again. Oh, oh. Okay, never mind. They didn't touch the card. All right, wow, what a way to end that game. Either way, backline. Backline trades. So, again, you notice how a lot of the ways that you won that was off of their mistakes, not your team making this massive play? That's what you got to do. So, remember, more backline trades, more maneuvering around the outsides of the map. Stop sitting there just playing like that battle up front. Obviously, there's going to be comps that it's going to happen, like a Kiriko Lucio brawl comp. You're going to be more brawly. But, like, start to play around more. You're not going to run back and do that. Every time you do that, you give opportunity for their team to make a play. Just be a little bit more backline pressure. Again, you go, well, what if they kill you? The idea behind D.Mon on this one is that you can disengage out, right? Like, you have the ability to get out. Take advantage of that. So go in and then get out. Don't overchase a kill. If they get low, you've already done enough pressure to push them back. It's very much like Wrecking Ball, where, like, you don't need to finish the kill. You need to disrupt their play. All right, so more of the backline trades. Remember, you know, a little bit of a note for anybody learning D.Mon, using Surge and Strike to push people in rather than engage in. Good way to do it. Doesn't mean don't get that kill if it's like a 1v1 against a support or something that's easy to kill. That's a little bit different. But, like, a lot of that push and pull play, and you're going to have much, much, much better opportunity. I'm telling you, start to maneuver around like I was saying, and you're going to see good results, and keep backline trading or going for the backline. Be the aggressor. Be the first one to make a play. Don't overfeed to do it. Learn to go back. You're going to see good results. You'll climb. You got this. You absolutely got this. You like the video, make sure to like button, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't, leave a comment. All that helps. You want to submit your own Spectating? My Discord's where to do that. If you want to watch another one of these VODs, click this link over here on the bottom left. It's going to be a good one. And with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.